Today we're going to be reviewing the Pathfinder stainless steel canteen cookset. Currently on the Self-Reliance Outfitters page, this is listed at $57 US. Some specs: 304 stainless steel, 0.5 to 0.6 mil thick, 39 ounce wide mouth canteen. They say it's the only wide mouth stainless steel military canteen available. New and improved ABS lid with stainless steel insert and silicone ring for seal. And you can get a replacement for that too, which is kind of cool. 25 ounce nesting cup, made in China. That's probably one of the only downsides to it so far. China. So let's get it out of the box and take a look at it. But before we do that, let's take a look at the packaging. You know, I think the packaging is somewhat attractive. Well done. Kind of shows some of his other products from his site. So I'll be right back as soon as I have it out of the box and you can get a better look at it. Here it is out of the packaging. We have this really robust stainless steel canteen designed in the USA. Pathfinder logo on the cap, and the stainless steel insert, and there's a silicone ring in there. Now, what I like about this is the big opening. You can shovel snow in there to melt. Easy fill up, easy to get in here with a brush and clean out. So, got our canteen cup. It has graduations marked on the inside there, both in metric and English. Nice lid with guy. Thing is, with some of these, you'll see how loose this is. It's a very loose fit right here. These need to be bent in, but that's no big deal. I'm not going to worry about that too much. And canteen cup stove. And last but not least, the carrier he gives with it. And I'm not too thrilled with the carrier. I think it's kind of cheap. But the good news is you can upgrade it and put it in a GI carrier like I did this one. Much like a GI canteen, this whole thing nests together, goes in the carrier. So you take your lid, fold that down, that goes in the very bottom. Take your cup, lock it, or I should say unlock it. Take the stove, goes on, locks into place, canteen goes in here, and this whole thing goes in the carrier. Like this. The carrier comes up and over, locks in, take up, ooh, well, that broke right off. Either I'm too strong for my own good, or that was a little old and rotted. So much for China. But there is the carrier they give you. Like I said, the carrier isn't great. It's adequate, but the best thing you can do is get the GI carrier, change the whole thing out. So, I really like this canteen kit. It's very robust, it's very tough. It's stainless, which is a big bonus. You can take this lid off and take the whole canteen and set it in a coals in your fire to boil your water, and then use a fish spreader to pick it up from the inside. really useful. Okay, looking at this pouch, we have 2 pockets, Velcro closures on either side. If you're serious into the outdoors, this pouch, you're going to tell right away the pouch is kind of cheap, you know. But the canteen set itself, excellent quality, good stuff all the way. Okay, so let's see how much this weighs dry weight with the factory pouch. Alright, we have our scale set up, set to pounds. So this is the dry weight. And it comes in at 1 pound, 13 3/8 of an ounce. Let's switch that over to metric. And the dry weight is 832 grams. We got the scale set to pounds, and we're going to be doing a wet weight now of the entire kit with the original pouch. So wet weight is 4 pounds, 9 1/2 ounces. Set it to metric. Wet weight is 2 kilograms and 85 grams. So there you go. Now you know how much the kit weighs when it is full of water. Let's take a look at what I've done with the one I've really used a lot in this GI carrier. So we'll set the brand new one aside. Okay. It's a little tight getting the cup in and out, but you don't want it like super loose either. And lid. Okay, so what I did with mine is I modified the stove first off. Let me get that off. One of the nice features that I didn't mention is this handle, this L-shaped handle, acts as a third leg, giving this more stability. And that's pretty nice. I'm used to the canteen cups that we had in the 90s when I was in the military that are a butterfly style handle. And you didn't really get this same configuration. So it's kind of cool. So what I did to the stove, I cut the top off because I found that it was acting like a heat sink. It wasn't allowing enough of the heat to get to the cup to do a quick boil using an alcohol stove. I drilled these holes, both front and back, and that's for this piece of stainless steel welding rod that goes in here. I call it the staple, and it locks in, as you can see, and it allows most of the flame and heat to get right to the cup, just like that. So on, off. Now you might be saying, well, why'd you cut the top off? Because you just destroyed the ability of this to cook a slab of meat, because that was one of the features of the original, was that hold surface. You could throw a small piece of meat up in there and put this whole thing in a bed of coals. Well, if I want to cook some meat, let me show you what I'm going to do. So if I want to cook some meat, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove this staple, because that's really just to boil with, and I'm going to take this 6x6 grill that I always carry with me, and if I want to set it on that, I'll set it on that. Or I can use 2 stones or 2 logs, it doesn't matter. This has much more cooking area than this ever did. And I think this is a lot better. I can cook a full-sized half-pound hamburger on that. So that's what I would use. So me taking this top off, that's just personal preference. But that's one of the modifications I did. Then when you go back to the carrier here, in the 2 pockets, let me show you what I got in here. So on one side, I got a fuel bottle, a 1 ounce fuel bottle, this little stuff sack. The other side, I've got a small lighter and a homemade alcohol stove. So, what's in the stuff sack? Well, inside this stuff sack is a black carbon. This is made from a welding blanket, and this actually goes down over whatever surface I'm going to cook on. Stove goes in here, alcohol goes in the stove, staple goes in the whole setup. And then after I've lit it and I'm going, there, I can boil my water for my food, or I can cook, do whatever I want. So this is my setup with the GI pouch. Very simple. This whole thing, I just shove it down in the bottom, or actually it sits closer to the top in my backpack, because when I'm thirsty, I want my water. I don't want to have to dig for it. So I have used this canteen and this setup quite a bit. I don't really stick it in campfires too much, because up until recently it's been kind of dry around here, and the idea of accidentally burning down the woods just hasn't been a good idea to me. And like I said on the original one, for this locking mechanism right here, as you can see, this locks up pretty tight. It's because I bent these ears in so that when I push that down, it locks up nice and tight. It won't, no matter how much I shake it, it will not come unlocked. So that might be something you have to do, is bend these ears in a little bit. Real simple, real easy to do, and your set will be pretty much ready to go at that point. Another nice use of this thermal felt disc, that's what it is, it's thermal felt, cut from a welding blanket. It's 6 inches in diameter, just round. Is if I had this cup setting in a bed of coals in a campfire, and I've heated up my my water, boiled my water, and I want to get that out of the campfire, I definitely do not want to touch this handle. I'll burn the hell out of myself. So I can take this disc and use it like an oven mitt, and go right on there and pull that out. If you've never used this thermal felt stuff before, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it will increase your boil times when using it with an alcohol stove, because it tends to reflect the heat away from it. You should see this stuff in action. It's pretty amazing. And you can use it to make alcohol stoves. It has a bunch of uses. So if anybody's interested, I can do a video, like I said, in the alcohol stove and this, show you what I'm talking about. But I think that'll wrap it up for this review. So the Pathfinder stainless steel canteen cookset, big thumbs up. If you're into the outdoors at all, you might want to consider picking one up. For the price, it's a very good deal. Very robust gear, probably lasts you a lifetime. Unless, of course, you end up putting a hole in it or losing the cap, But the good news is you can buy a replacement cap. So they've already thought of that. Any questions, comments, concerns, please hit me up below. And everybody have a great day.